Can I smoke or no?
So, first off, congratulations. The album was fire. I loved it. I remember listening to you back in like 2017. And then my boss was like, do you want to interview? And I was like, yeah, of course I do.
That's what's up, man. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
the support.
welcome. And then, so first off, let's discuss like your background growing up in Canada. How was your childhood growing up as a Palestinian born in Canada?
I mean, coming from the Middle East to Canada was a lot of culture shock. You know, I joke all the time that like, you know, the first time me and my family saw a microwave, we were like blown away, you know, like it was like a spaceship tool or something. Like it was crazy. Like we couldn't even understand how it was heating up food. We were like used to like just if we wanted bread heated up back home, we just put it on the stove. You know, the stove was like a natural fire type thing, and we would just throw the bread on there, and then just to know we could just walk up to the microwave and throw it in and just have the bread heated up was just crazy. But it was a lot of culture shock like that, just like well, even the way you know, people lived amongst each other in Canada, and just like it was like a welcoming vibe. You know, there was the times where it felt weird, you know, but most of the time it was a very welcoming and nice vibe in Canada.
And then, so who inspired you to pursue music when you growing up?
I would say like the first, you know, I always loved to write poetry. So that was like from when I was a kid. I always like thrived in those type of like situations when they would be like, okay, like the assignment for the day is to write some poetry. That's when I would thrive. You know, that was like one of my favorite things to do. And I remember seeing my brother came home with Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style album in like 93, I think, or something like that. And I was blown away by that. You know, I was still figuring out English, you know, as a language, and then had you know, that Snoop album. And then my own experience was when I saw Biggie, the Juicy video. I saw it on Much Music in Canada, and I was just like, yo, this dude is fly. Like he's big, but he's still fly as hell. He's still like, the way he speaks is so crazy. The way he raps is so like, you know, it's almost like he's talking to you. That was like probably my own personal like biggest inspiration to start rapping.
Okay, and then can you name a specific moment that you realized you wanted to pursue music in a serious way?
I would say probably like the first time I went to like the neighborhood park and just like had like a verse ready, you know, and I rapped it and everybody started going crazy. And I was like, okay, yeah, this might be, you know, I like this feeling. I like this reaction. You know what I mean? And it just kind of like motivated me and let me know that, you know, I had at least a little something different or special about what I was doing. And at that time, it wasn't like now. Like,
yeah,
I was like one of 3 rappers in the whole neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like now, I imagine you be like one of 3,000. You know what I mean? So I remember going to high school. I was like one of 2 rappers in the whole high school. So, yeah, but that was always it for me. Like just to see how people reacted and just to be able to like bring a crowd together just from saying something was always special to me.
Yeah. I bet you're excited to like touring is back on with the world opening back up so you can see your fans' reaction to your new music.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of this whole music thing is being able to go out there and like see the reactions live, you know, and it always goes back to my first things that I fell in love with, you know, so touring is always special for me.
Yes. And so you recently revealed that you suffered from depression. So during the pandemic, how have you kept your mental health in check?
I mean, you know, it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. It's like keeping your physical health in check. You know, it's exercising. It's being mindful of what you put in your body, and I think your brain works the same way. You got to be mindful of what you let in here, and you got to be and you got to exercise and work on yourself every day. And I think that's like the most important thing for me, is to just keep in mind that you know, I'm working towards getting better every day. You know, there's no set goal of like, when I reach this point, I'm good. Like for me, it's like every single day focus on myself, and it's become something that's somewhat of almost like, it's like enjoyable now, being able to put into action something that's gonna like show me the result almost, you know, not immediately, but you know, if you got a little patience, and you're gonna see the result in yourself. And I think that's like, for me, it's like an enjoyable experience now to be able to you know, kind of better myself every day in ways that I feel are like important to my everyday life, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then, so what is your life motto?
Man, life is complex, man. I don't know if life can just have one motto, but if I had to say, if I had to have one motto, I'd say, you'll never be great if you're ungrateful.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's my motto. Yeah.
And then, so you recently got engaged. Can you tell us about how you and your fiance met?
Yeah, we met on some real cool. I'm so glad I didn't meet my fiance at like no industry event. I didn't meet my fiance at no club. Shout out to Dina, you know what I mean? But me and my fiance met. I was actually at a pool at a hotel I was staying at, and she had took her little sister and her little cousins for like a pool day. And I was with my homegirl DJ Duffy. Shout out to Duffy. And you know, I spotted her, and at that time she was actually leaving. So I was like, yo, Duffy, just go, you know, just talk to this girl for me. Just tell her to come back over here. I want to talk to her, you know? And Duffy literally went into the change room and hollered at her. And then, you know, she came back out, and then, you know, we spoke, and we just hit it off from there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how's wedding planning going?
It's not going. Trust me. We just did this engagement party. We're worn out a little bit. We want to just not even think about planning nothing for now, and just enjoy our company, you know? Like,
yeah,
we both in stages of our lives where we're working really hard. You know what I mean? She's killing it where she's at. You know, she's a resident physician. So, you know, she spends her days helping people and saving lives and stuff. And, you know, I'm working extra hard too, trying to keep up with my schedule and keep up with everything going on. So,
right.
you know, it's just a time of life right now where we're focused on, again, just being the best versions of ourselves. And then, you know, the wedding planning and stuff will come, but I think we're just worn out from this engagement party.
Yeah, I saw that on social media.
Yeah.
And then, so you worked with The Weeknd for many years. Can you describe your dynamic of your friendship?
I think just, it started off as like a mutual friendship. We didn't even really work with each other in the beginning. Like the first few years, we were just friends more than anything. And eventually we started working together out of mutual respect, you know, for each other's art and stuff. And now it's at the point where he's like, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we don't speak for a few weeks or whatever, but it's like every time we see each other, it's like, you know, that's my brother, that's my family, you know? And we're always there for each other. He's been there for me through some really trying times. You know, I try to be there for him as much as I can, anytime I can. And that's really the situation. It's just, it's a family thing. You know what I mean? We're in this whole XO thing, and this whole family that we got over here. It's like we're it's like Hove said back in the day, you know, you got to be each other's crutches. And I feel like that's what we are to each other. You know what I mean? We never let another one of us fall. If I was in a different situation when I went through everything I went through, I imagine it would have been much harder if I didn't have a support system the way I had. So I think just in general, just all of us, you know, not just with Abel, with all of us, with Sal, with Cash, Manny, Lamar, like, you know, all the guys. I think it's like a backbone type of system where we all got each other's backs, you know, and are willing to be each other's crutches.
Mm-hmm. And so in 2016, you had the opportunity to write for Beyonce. Can you explain your emotions at the time that you received the news that you'll be writing for her?
There's no way to describe the feeling you get when they tell you you're about to be on the Queen Bee's music, man. That's
right.
And the crazy thing is like they kept my voice on it. You know, a lot of people don't know, like, that work for the money, work for the money. That's me. So my voice is on the Beyonce song. It's not, I didn't just write. So, you know, that's definitely one of the things that I'm definitely proud of, man, because I was always such a big fan of Beyonce, and just like the way she carries herself, the way she performs, just her attention to the craft. I'm such a student of the game, and just watching her and the way she, you know, just brings the music to life has always been so incredible to me. So it was incredible. It was you know, bucket list. I honestly, I won't even say it was bucket list, because I wouldn't even wrote that on my bucket list. I wouldn't even believe it to be possible.
Right. Yeah.
And so for it to happen, you know, it's like it's definitely one of the things I look back on all the time, and just, you know, that's like one of those accomplishments you look back on, you know.
Definitely. Name one artist you would love to work with, dead or alive.
Biggie, man. Biggie, that's my teacher. You know what I mean? That's literally that's the rap professor for me, you know. So I would have loved to do something with Biggie. And it's like, I still remember, like, when Biggie passed, I was devastated. I was a kid. I was absolutely devastated. And, you know, at that point, I didn't even think I would be in music to this point, or have done the things that I've done up to this point. But it still killed me that I would never get a chance to work with Big, even though I didn't know that I would officially ever be an artist, you know. Mm-hmm. I was still like, man, like, they took somebody from this world that just inspired. I know, I'm not sure if Big knew when he was alive, rest in peace, that he was inspiring little immigrant kids in Canada. You know what I mean? I don't know if, I hope he knew that. You know, I hope he knew how powerful and how impactful his life was when he was here. You know what I mean? But that's definitely my dream collaboration, dead or alive.
As a Palestinian rapper, how will you continue to use your platform to speak up against the ongoing conflict with Israel?
I always use my platform to be pro my people, mm-hmm. right? I'm not, I'll never be anti anybody or anti anything, right? I do believe everybody and everything has the potential and you know, the potential to change, let's say. And I think for me, it's more important for me to express what my people are going through, and that what they're going through is inhumane, and that, you know, Palestinian people deserve equal rights and an equal chance at living a happy and fruitful life. You know, that's what I always try to express. You know, that there's got to be something better for the Palestinian people, and, you know, I pray in my lifetime that we could see real change take place in that region.
Mm-hmm. And so, onto your album. What does this album mean to you?
This album to me is a special one, just because I was able to, like, break the barriers of my own mind and my own mental illness, and was able to, like, create music again. For a long time, that you know, that thing went away, and it affected me greatly, because I used to use music as like a therapeutic platform for myself, right? Like, I used to write stuff that was affecting me, and I would express it through the music. And when that went away, it's like, not only did I lose a way for me to find like normalcy, I also lost the thing that I love to do the most, which is make music. Like I just, even when I would force myself or like force it in the studio, it just wasn't the type of stuff that I, was like proud of, or like, it just didn't sound like me. It just didn't sound like, the person I was used to. It didn't sound like the artist I was used to, the music I was used to. So I think it got to a point for me where, like, when I started to actually express myself in a way that I was happy with again and able to make music every time I went in the studio, and it started to feel normal for me again, this album is what came out of it. So to me, that's special. You know what I mean? This is like when, this is when you see that video on National Geographic of the baby bird trying to learn how to fly, and it finally takes off from the nest and it flaps its little wings and it's actually getting enough airtime to fly. Like, that's what this album is for me. It was like me taking my baby steps again, ripping the training wheels off one more time. That's what this album felt like to me. So the fact that I was able to do it and put it together is like, it's a celebration in itself. That's what this album is.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what was it like working with Nas?
Legend.
Right.
Super legend, man. Super legend. And I love what Nas is doing now. Like, he's just really showing people that after decades in the game, he can still come back and I'm not even gonna say keep up. He's showing rappers how hard they gotta go. He's making people keep up with him, which is special after like this long in the game. And I think just having Nas on the album and then being able to bridge the Weeknd and Nas worlds and bring it together, I think was just like a legendary moment for me. You know what I mean? Super legendary. Again, bucket list. Like, that one would definitely be on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Like, much work with Nas on a rapper's bucket list is definitely up there. So yeah, it was definitely like a lifetime moment for me.
Mm-hmm. And then what's some of your favorite songs on the album?
Wow. I'll say in no particular order.
No particular order.
Yeah, Flowers for sure. Requiem with Nav. Die for It with Nas and Abel. Better Believe for sure. And then the outro, Can You Feel It Yet? Was the outro of the album. It just has like I guess like a sentimental place for me, that outro, but those I think I named 5. Those are probably my top 5.
And then, so as the world continues to open up, you said you were excited to start touring again. What city are you most excited to perform in?
Man, I love performing in like LA, New York, Toronto, London. Those are like, I don't know, it's just always special type of vibe. And honestly, I love performing in the little cities too, like the cities that people don't think it goes down in, but it really goes down. There's a lot of cities. Like, I was in where were we? We were in like El Paso one time and it got turned up. We were in like,
really?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. It got turned in like Myrtle Beach. Like the places people don't really be thinking it's gonna turn up, they turn up the most. So I'm excited for those markets too. I'm just excited to get out there and just and really just be able to interact with the whole reason I do this is like I said from the beginning, it's like the biggest motivating factor is to know that somebody out there is listening. And I always say, like, I don't care about being seen as much as I care about being heard. I'd much rather be heard than seen any day. So that's always the goal for me is to get out there and just, be with my fans.
And so that's all the questions I have for you today. Catherine, is there anything else you would like us to discuss? Because this will be on Preme magazine's digital, like it's one of the first digital issues, or digital articles that we will have. Can she hear me?
I'm not sure.
Well, if anything, I'll just follow up with your team if I need any follow-up questions or anything.
Sure.
But
Sure.
thank you for sitting down talking to me today.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation.
Yes, and you have a good day.
You too. You
Bye.
too. Bye.